When he arrived here, he was only a young boy with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, culture and progress. But Hoxha was to give him a lot more. In the midst of the workers, communists, he was nurtured with the ideas of scientific communism. The time was to come when he would be the teacher of the workers, because first and foremost, he knew how to be their pupil. In July 1936, he met the outstanding communist militant Ali Kelmendi. Those were the days when the reactionary king had placed two alternatives before this distinguished communist: either to leave Albania or to be thrown into prison. It was precisely during those days in Shkodra, over the remains of Cherchizi and Muchochuli, and in Girokastra, over the grave of Bayotopoli, that Enver Hoxha was to take the oath. Manhood, which is rising to its feet, pledges over this grave that, when the time comes, it will never lack willpower or courage to prepare a happy Albania, a prosperous Albania. Word gets back from Janina to the oak at Mashkullora that the band had to be wiped out and the heroic village of Mashkullora razed to the ground. And here at Mashkullora, Cherchi spoke and gave the order: Melazim, get your troops to withdraw. If not, your blood will pour. Cherchi's Topoli is what I'm called. While on the one hand, the Zog regime violently suppressed everything progressive and democratic, on the other hand, it paved the way to the penetration of the fascist policy of Italy into Albania. The country was being threatened by an even greater danger. The 20th century was under the threat of medieval times. Days of April were approaching. Even though the traitor king had promised that in the case of an attack he would fight, when the sea and the sky were blotted with warships and aircraft, he took to his heels without giving a thought to the plight of Albania. Together with the communists, Enver Hoxha was in the front ranks of the demonstrations which erupted in Hoxha and throughout the whole country on the eve of the invasion. As always, tiny Albania welcomed the invaders with a rifle. Years later, those generals of the Black Shirt Army who survived were to return to our mountains, only this time to unearth and collect the remains of their hordes. Confrontations with the occupiers followed, one after the other. Enver Hoxha refuses to sign the notices book of the Lyceum, in which the staff is instructed to survey the students to prevent them from getting involved in political activity. later, on December 12, 1939, he is given the sack. From that moment, he devotes himself entirely to the struggle and the revolution. The time demanded commissars. The communist groups were faced with duties of the utmost importance. From here, Enver Hoxha with other comrades of the group set out for other parts of the country to create ties with the communists, workers, peasants, and honest patriots who felt for the cause of homeland and freedom. In the front ranks of the demonstrations and all the efforts stood the communists. They were the organizers and leaders of the 28th of October 1941 demonstration in Tirana. It was in these days that Comrade Enver Hoxha commenced the life of one outlawed, the life of a professional revolutionary. It is in the comprehension and the correct solution of the major duty of founding the party that the greatest merit of Comrade Enver Hoxha and other comrades lies, in those difficult times of occupation and boundless hopes. The day was just around the corner. Comrades, today, November the 8th, 1941, the representatives of the three communist groups of Kocha, Shkodra, and of the group of the young, assembled in the plenary session and following constructive discussions in a communist spirit, basing themselves in the mandate which the comrades of their groups gave them, they founded the Communist Party of Albania. Those in favor, raise your hands.
Vjetë më parë, populli i nuk besoi komunistëve shqiptarë fatet e tij, jetën dhe të ardhmen e atdheut.
40 years ago, our people entrusted the Albanian communists with their fate and the future of the homeland. Our party has justified this trust with its glorious work, with the triumph of the revolution and the creation of a new socialist Albania.